Rules on using local produce made Scandinavian cooking the most fashionable in the world, but now, chefs want more freedom. It has put exotic ingredients like sea buckthorn and reindeer lichen on menus from Helsinki to New York, and forced many a professional kitchen to employ its own forager in order to collect the delicacies. It has made stars of chefs in a region that, culinarily speaking, was previously known only for the decidedly acquired tastes of pickled herring and salted licorice. It has turned Copenhagen and Stockholm and Oslo and even Malmö into objects of gastronomic pilgrimage. And it is the foundation from which one restaurant in particular has risen to be judged best in the world. But now, it seems, even the chefs who helped create it are ready to move beyond new Nordic cuisine. On Friday, several Copenhagen chefs used the launch of a new platform for the local culinary community, called the Jorda, to call for liberation from the very paradigm that has made them and their region the object of intense foodie devotion. New Nordic is no longer Copenhagen's food agenda, the text reads. Tired of the N-word, these chefs explore the possibility of a post-Nordic style of gastronomy. That was fast. New Nordic itself is only 11 years old. In 2004, 12 chefs, led by the Danes Claus Meyer and René Redzepi, signed a manifesto in which they laid out principles for a regional cuisine. Individually, the measures weren't revolutionary, to reflect the changing seasons in the meals they prepared, to base their cooking on ingredients particular to their climate, landscape, and waters, for example. But in a region where fine dining had until then meant one thing, French, it sparked tremendous change. New Nordic chefs began forging a sophisticated, creative cuisine that relied heavily on wild plants, native fish, and indigenous meats. Banished were olive oil, lemon juice, and foie gras. In their place came sea buckthorn, musk ox, and mahogany clams dredged from icy Norwegian waters. Spearheading the movement was Noma, which Redzepi co-owned at the time with Claus Meyers. When the restaurant opened in Copenhagen in late 2003 in an abandoned whaling warehouse, its mission was to create a truly native cuisine. Redzepi began by simply swapping local ingredients for the classiques of French cuisine, musk ox for beef and tartar, beetroot for stone fruits and desserts. But a revelatory run-in with a wild herb growing on a local beach, it tasted like cumin, he says. I thought, we are a spicy nation. Made him realize that there was a world of local flavors there for the discovering. His chefs began working with foragers to harvest wild plants and even insects, and treated them as new ingredients. Eventually, by using fermentation and other techniques, they increased the range of locally available flavors even more. It wasn't always popular. Early on, some in Copenhagen accused Redzepi and his chefs of being people who did unprintable things to seals. And it wasn't even 100% local. Noma has always, for example, included chocolate among its desserts and served wines from France. But in the hopes of spurring creativity, Redzepi encouraged himself and his chefs to find inspiration in the landscape around them.